Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn will continue to attend Parliament despite Boris Johnson's advice that over 70s should self-isolate amid the coronavirus outbreak, his spokesman has said. Mr. Corbyn, 70, has been urging the government to do more to protect the public in the fight against COVID-19. On Wednesday, the Labour leader's spokesman said there had been slightly contradictory advice from government ministers about what the over 70s were being asked to do, but said that Mr. Corbyn will keep going to work in Parliament. He will be continuing his duties and responsibilities, the spokesman said. Deserted London during coronavirus, in pictures. It comes after Mr. Johnson announced new measures on Monday that stipulated all over 70s should self-isolate at home for the foreseeable future to try and halt the virus spread. On Wednesday, many MPs stayed away from Prime Minister's questions to ensure maximum safety amid coronavirus concerns, according to the Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle. But the opposition leader was still present to address the Commons, urging the government to do more to protect the vulnerable in society. He said, "Only collective public action led by the government can protect our people and our society, and that collective action must not allow the burden to fall on those who lack the resources to cope, as happened after the financial crash." Boris Johnson press conference.jpg. The Labour leader continued to say that the PM must understand that balancing action will be needed to protect the most insecure and vulnerable. "The health of us all depends on the health of our most vulnerable," Mr. Corbyn added. Opening PMQs, Sir Lindsay explained that the precautionary measure for less MPs in the Commons was taken following discussions between the political parties to limit the numbers of people crowded together. Some 100 MPs sat on the green benches, but with huge gaps in between many, at a time which is normally the busiest 30 minutes of the Chamber's weekly schedule. Angela Merkel delivers historic address to Germany, "Please take coronavirus seriously." Whips from the Conservatives and Labour encouraged MPs to stay away if they were not listed on the order paper to ask a question. To worry, former Prime Minister Theresa May was among those who attended and asked a question after being selected by the Speaker. The social distancing measures, taken following similar advice to the public, created an unusually reserved atmosphere in the chamber for PMQs. Sir Lindsay said, "Those watching our proceedings will have noticed that our attendance today is significantly below the normal numbers. I have discussed with the usual channels ways in which we can limit the numbers of people crowded together to ensure maximum safety. We are all doing our best to keep Parliament sitting and to follow Public Health England and guidance." Mr. Corbyn thanked MPs for their responsible approach in setting a suitable distance apart to avoid cross-fertilization of this horrible disease. ACB advised suspension of all recreational cricket. The exchanges between Mr. Corbyn and Prime Minister Boris Johnson were focused on the coronavirus, including statutory sick pay for workers and help for private renters. Mr. Johnson also said, "The objective of the government and the objective of our scientific advisors is to depress the peak of the epidemic, to make sure that we get through it so that we can come out on the other side, and that we do that as fast as possible. That's why we're taking all the measures we've announced, that's why we've announced the package of business support that we have. I'm not going to give a timescale on it, but that is the strategy, and I'm absolutely certain that it will succeed."